Hi there, everybody. It's been a while since I've made a video and gone onto YouTube. Anyway, I'm stuck at home, grounded, can't get out, can't make any videos, so I'm going to make one here. And there is a word in this country that the French use all the time, and that word is connerie. Connerie. I don't know whether it's a real French word or a slang word, but it means, you're acting the C word, Someone who's being idiotic, stupid, foolish, they're acting the C word. The French will say, oh, c'est la connerie. Yeah? Like Sean Connery, yeah? And, gosh, I remember, they don't even know how... I remember, back in the 70s and 80s, the French used to always have some international TV star on their Saturday night show, And I remember once they had Sean Connery, yeah? They couldn't even say his name properly. They called him Mr. Sean Connery, right? Connery, trying to make it not sound like Connery. As soon as everybody in the crowd heard Mr. Sean Connery, they all burst out laughing. And Sean Connery standing there. What are all these people laughing at me for? But anyway, I've got a new word. Now, I've just come up with it. Macronery. And this is what's going on here at the moment. This is what we are under. We are under a spell of macronery. Right? I don't even know how you translate that. Well, I suppose if you were going to translate macronery into something, it would be like Thatcherism or something like that, And these idiots, everybody knows that politicians are all liars and they're all cheaters and thieves. But then suddenly now everybody's believing what they say. Like for 200 years, they've been lying to us, they've been stealing from us, they've been cheating us, they've been murdering us in our millions. And even recently, the French have been out on the streets for the past year, more than a year, increasing in numbers every Saturday, protesting in Paris with their yellow vests. That's all come to a stop, yeah? Why? Because the liars and the cheaters that they were protesting against, now they're suddenly believing everything that they're saying. It does not make sense at all. They're doing something horrible to the world. Whatever type of reset that they're doing, it's a horrible thing. And what do these people hope to get out of all of this? We all know where they're going to be in 100 years. Do they know where they're going to be in 100 years? And what is it that they want? Do they want to be remembered in the history books? Is it fame that they're looking for? What do they want to go down as? The greatest mass murderer in history? They want to go in the record books or something like that there? Sometimes I try to understand how the demonic mind works. I don't recommend it. Anyway, I'm up here along in my field here. Not long back, one of our Russian friends, one of our Russian brothers, I don't know whether it was Philip Druzinin or Global Vision, did a video on mud flood roads. Talking about France, talking about the south of France, talking about places around the world where the roads had to be dug out. Now, this is the end of my field here. And there's the road that runs down there. And it's about 8 feet down on both sides. You can see for sure that this road, that we've been mud flooded, and we're about 250 meters above sea level. I'd say we're one of the highest points around. We have to drive 3 miles uphill to get here. And it's been mud flooded right here at the top of this hill. Everywhere all around it's been mud flooded. That road's definitely been dug out. Whoop, God darn it, I'm going to fall in a hole. Anyway, what was I saying there a second ago? I was talking about the demonic mind, you know. And maybe, you know, it's me. I look at it and I go, you know, if I was one of them, what would I do next? And you know, you cannot get inside the demonic mind. We cannot understand their mind, their mentality. We cannot understand what makes them do the things that they do. And it's yeah, we cannot understand someone with such an evil mind that would, with the stroke of a pen, you know, murder millions, watch children suffer and starve countries to death. You cannot get inside the head of someone like that and try and understand where they're coming from. It's definitely not recommended to even try it, you know. But it works both ways. Don't forget, you know, as we cannot understand the minds of these evil demons, they do not understand the mind of someone like you or me. They do not understand the mind of a person who has got sympathy for another, empathy for another, one who sees someone else suffering and can't bear it. To them, that's alien, just as their frame of mind is alien to us. There's two types of people in this world. And it's an important point to remember. We cannot understand where they're coming from, and they don't understand where we're coming from. They don't know that they reap what they sow. They don't know that their actions have a reaction, you know? They're just full of hatred. They hate us. They hate people who work and scramble for the few measly dollars that they throw out there for us to scramble for, you know? And they hate us for it. They also hate the millionaires and the billionaires of this world. They ain't going to get off with anything either, because they're worse than we are. They make an even bigger scramble for money and try to gather it all up. And money just exists so that it gets frizzled in front of our faces. Money means nothing to these people. I mean, I'm sure this idiot selected, groomed and appointed president that we have here, I'm sure he's never seen a €5 note in his life. And Her Majesty, she's got her head on every note and coin in the United Kingdom, and I bet you she's never had a 50p piece in her hand, or a pound note, you know? Money only exists so that we don't get any of it. That's why it exists. It exists so that we have to scramble for it. Because with a stroke of a pen, again, they can raise billions and build empires, you know? Anyway, this is where I live. And I'm under the trees here at the moment to try and get some shade, you know? Anyway, while we scrambled for dollars, they just laughing at our slavery, you know? A human is a qualification. Many people, you know, all these people that are out there on YouTube, the David Icke and the Alex Jones and the Joe Rogans and all the rest of it, you know, many of these people say that these individuals we're talking about are not human, you know? But like, ask yourself, in what way are they not human? They're not human because they don't qualify. You know, like the Terminator, you know? There's no negotiating with it. You know? Anyway, what I found while I was digging around. Looks like a Tartarian arrow, huh? Or what? Tartarian spearhead. Imagine getting one of them in the neck, huh? Anyway, let me, now that I'm walking around here, let me show you my bread oven. Okay, this is another part of the property which I haven't gotten around to renovating yet, you know. But like, it's an incredible asset that I have here. Look at the, oh, no, into the dark here. Hedgehogs and everything living around here. Oh, I should have brought a little light with me or something so you could see in. Don't know if you can see in there. Look at that red brick roof in there, if you can see. And apparently this oven fed everybody during the war. Yeah? While the French put a tax on bread. So you had to, you know, making bread and delivering it was contraband. Smuggling. There's one of my dry stone walls. Yeah, I was on to Scott Smick, Rebel Without a Pause, when he was doing his dry stone walls videos. I put him in touch with some dry stone wall building in Ireland. I said I was going to make a video on my dry stone walls here. Got quite a few of them. Anyway, do you think that they would do all this if they, like, if there was a real disease going around out there? Absolutely not. They'd be so happy for us all to catch it and die, they wouldn't say a word. They'd let us all catch it. There's my well. This well is always full of water. There's another well down here I gotta show you. Yeah, for sure. They'd be happy for us all to starve to death. Anyway, one of the reasons why I haven't made a video in 6 months is, you know, as I told you before on one of my last videos, I was caught on the motorway on my way up to 186,000 miles per second. I ran into highwaymen. Yeah, militia. They took my license. And when it was time for me to get my license back, friggin' lockdown came, everything's shut. So I can't get it. Hey, there's a road over there, you know, and it's called Route de Richard Coeur de Lion, Richard de Lionheart's road. This is a road Richard de Lionheart took when he went down, all the way down to Chaloux, where he ended up getting one of those arrows in his neck. Yeah, that probably would have hurt it. But this place is hundreds of years old, this property I have here. And this year is the spring that feeds the entire village with water. Water's pumped out of there. And it's pumped to every house in this village and the next village. Pure spring water. It's the same as my well. It's at the same level as my well. And fresh, clean, clear. And I have it pumped into my house as well. I can't use it in the winter if it rains too hard, so but I've got other water. That's my house. I had to knock those windows through. Yeah, there is one other thing up here I could give you a little peek at before I go around the other side of the house. Don't know whether you can see it very clearly, but this stone here above my door says 1625 on it. I don't think my house is that old. I think my house is after the revolution, just before the mud flood. And I think they nicked that stone from some other property and dragged it along here to help build this place. When I bought this place, it was really down, it was really dilapidated. I'm going up here to one of my other dry stone walls. I got a little bit more news. I got bad news. I got bad news on Sunday. A friend of mine passed away on Sunday. He was supposed to go home from the hospital on Monday. He got cancer. They tried some new experimental treatment on him, and he was dead within a week. Actually, I should say he's a friend of ours, because he was an important person in the discovery of these star forts. He was into the mud flood. He was into the Tartarian Empire. And his brother you're probably familiar with. Many of you who be watching these videos and are into the Mudflood Tartarian community would know Colm Gibney from the Colm Gibney channel, who does the Star Forts and starforts.org. So it was Colm's brother Des who died. A great musician, a great singer. I actually have a video of his, and I think I'm going to post it next, just as a tribute to him. And Des was important in the research that Colm did on all his Star Fort work. And he and I had a few plans to do some videos together. And I got a really bad news on Sunday that he had passed away. So if any of you know Colm Gibney, you know, just let them know that, you know, give him some condolences. I haven't seen him now. I have to catch up with Colm and see what he's going to do. Anyway, I built that dry stone wall. Some of the biggest stones you've ever seen in your life, man. I had to haul them up and stick them into it to hold that earth behind it back. And this part of the house here was mud flooded. The mud came when I got here. It was up as far as here on the wall. And in fact, if you look in there, it ran right across the floor, and right in there it was like 3 feet thick inside the house. And then I had to dig all of this out with the JCB with no clutch. I'll show you how I did that in a moment. This is another one of my outhouses. And you see that window? That's what? 5 feet off the ground. There are 3 of them. And when I go up here, up the back of my steps, there's that window there. It's a foot off the ground. And I dug all this out with the JCB. It was the earth was up to here. The earth came all the way back up behind the pool, all the way up the field like that, and I came in here with a JCB with no clutch and had to dig 1, 2, 3, 4 levels at the same time as I scraped back. And then I built these dry stone walls. Well, that was a bit of a nightmare. Hello, sweeties. I'll take a little walk up here. So I ain't finished my dry stone walls, but I'm not in the mood for building another at the moment. You know? Yeah, the earth was right up there. It came all the way down here and all the way down in there. And I dug it out and it's up there in a huge pile. It's like a jungle I had to cut my way through here the other day. Anyway, I haven't left my house here in months. I haven't even seen the effects of the lockdown out on the street. Pears. And I don't know how much longer it's going to go on for. And they can just change it come May the 11th. Oh, another 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks. And the people down here, you know, they'll just bend over and take it. I mean, they have been weakened so much. And I'll tell you, a few people around here aren't going to be able to take much more of it. It is having its effect, you know. People are getting heavy fines if they go out. Although I haven't seen any militia around here since this lockdown happened. The only activity that there is are military aircraft and fighter jets buzzing me, buzzing the house. You can't even hear them coming because they come right over my roof. just as I say that, there is an aircraft up there. One. It's not local, it's quite high. I don't know what else to say today. I'm making a video while quite unprepared. And all I can do is stay here, get on with my gardening, try and get my veg in. I'm building another little wall there, so I am. Make a flower bed. I'm going to make a video over the next few days, I think, on just because I want to sell this house. You know, it's too big now for myself and my wife. And we do want to downsize. There's a lot of maintenance, you know, like. So I'll probably make a video on the outside and the inside of the house and try and put that video out over YouTube, looking for a buyer. And if any of you see the video and you think that, because I'll tell you what, the type of people that I would be putting this video out to are brothers in America, Canada, South Africa, Britain, the colder northern countries, you know, because this is really a fantastic place to live. Anyway, I don't really know what more to say today. I'm waiting on my cherry trees, my plum trees, my apple trees. I've got a couple of oaks growing here. Babies of this mama. Look at this mama oak tree here. Right outside the door. This is a few hundred years old. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it at that. There's not a lot more that I can say today. Anyway, it's lovely to talk to you all again, and I hope not to leave it too long before my next video. Alright, so apart from the Des Gibney tribute video that I'm going to try to download and put out tomorrow, I'm not really all that high up on tech. So, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.